In about 3 more videos, I'm going to present to you some hard-hitting evidence that proves that atheists are not as objective as they think they are. So hold on, about 3 more videos. But as for today, I wanted to respond with a statement that was made about G.E. Moore. Someone commented in my Alex rebuttal video that I didn't understand G.E. Moore and that I shouldn't be making, claims against him. And I apologize if I got G.E. Moore wrong. My point was to disagree with Alex, wholeheartedly disagree with Alex, and show how what he was saying was inferior and wrong logically. It just made no sense. But out of this, as I have dabbled a little bit in G.E. Moore, I saw Moore's paradox and I was like, boom! This is what it's about. So G.E. Moore's paradox is, it is raining, and I don't believe it is raining, is not a logical contradiction. Or it is raining outside, and I don't believe it is raining outside, is not a logical contradiction. And I was like, man, that has so much power and strength in it to help people see what they really, truly need to see. So when you think about this, how can both of those things be true? We know it can be true, and often is, that it is raining outside, and we could also see somebody that just would refuse to believe that it was raining. And so if those two things can actually be true simultaneously, then they are not a logical contradiction. But this helps to constrain and show the limitations of logic. You might not like this, but logic absolutely has limitations. You see here, objectified logic can accept the truth that it is raining and that a person doesn't believe it is raining at the same exact time, and it doesn't really help anything. Logic here is limited by the humans in the equation. So for instance, the person being rained upon, who for whatever reason doesn't believe they're being rained upon, logic helps them in no way. A person outside of the equation that is got an umbrella and they're walking up and they're like, it's raining. And the person's like, it's not raining. To the person that has the umbrella, the logic is not helping them at all in the process of getting the person to believe that it is raining. And how then can more words and more illustrations than actual evidence that is piling upon the person, how can it actually get them further along? Well, you see that it can't. Logic has its limits. Logic doesn't necessarily get to the truth. What logic has to do is it points towards the truth. You really need to soak this up. You really need to think about it, because logic is a presentation of a direction of where truth is or is supposed to be. But logic can't take a person there. Obviously, there is all of the evidence a person needs to know that it is raining, but they don't necessarily have to believe that it is raining, and that's not a logical contradiction. It's a life contradiction. It's a person in denial. It has to do with truth and not truth, but it's not necessarily a logical contradiction. All of this, again, shows the limitations of logic. Logic doesn't get us everywhere we need to go. So now you're like, how could this really be the case? Well, what if the person thought they were dreaming? What if they were in a heavy dream and they were so tired because they've been up for 3 or 4 days straight, and they're like, I'm kind of hallucinating. I'm probably dreaming. It's not really raining. Or maybe the person's insane and they're just, we don't even know what insane means. We just know that people are insane and they don't deal in the reality we're in. So logic doesn't help there. Or maybe the person is delusional. Maybe they know they have been under so much stress lately and it's raining and they're not even realizing it's raining, and you present to them something and they're like, what are you talking about? I don't even know. I'm not even comprehending what you're saying. Or a person can say, hey, man, the drugs I took last night, woo, those did something. And maybe it seems like it's raining to somebody else, but to me, the skies are clear, baby. Everything is beautiful. So in those scenarios, we know that a person does not have to believe what is actually presented to them, the evidence or the truth. You see, atheists often want to handcuff evidence and proof to truth as if they were absolutely equivalent, and they're not. You see, evidence and proof are hints at a direction. They are metaphors of the direction. They are signs of the direction. They are a communication of the direction you want to go to actually get to the truth, but it actually lands upon the person to accept the evidence. Now, with all of this, I only have one thing that I really want to leave you with, is when you are presented something that someone else believes is evidence or proof, are you fair with it? Now, it is easy for us to be very biased and go, And if that's the case, and that's the case I'm going to make in a few videos, is that's the way most are, then evidence and logic and truth really don't help. But are you being fair with the evidence? That's the question that you need to wrestle with.